It's February in Ohio. 1 week from today, it's Valentine's Day. So the Bearded Butcher is going to get in touch with our romantic side. We're going to show you how to cut a heart-shaped ribeye. So let's just get started. We're going to show you where it comes from on the animal. We're going to take it through the whole process. We're going to get it on the grill. We're going to garnish it up, and we're going to taste it. To get started, cut between the 5th and 6th rib. We're going to need to break this rib section out, which you've seen us do many times. Before we get to that, I want to introduce somebody. Josh Steiner. This is Jeremy's brother. So Jeremy was in our chicken wing video. He did the cooking there. Josh has been training the last, couple months?
Month and a half.
Yeah, so everybody on YouTube, Josh Steiner. He's going to get this cut off for me. It's time to pull the plate off, the ribs off, and start fabricating this rib section. Remove these thin feather bones off the back of this rib. Start there. If you own a butcher shop, retail store, and you're not cutting these this time of year, I definitely highly recommend it because they're a cool steak. Our customers love them. They're always a hot topic of discussion because it's not something you see every day. It's just a cool way to impress somebody that you're going to be grilling for. Nothing says love like a heart-shaped ribeye. Some people prefer chocolates and roses, but as butchers, carnivores, we prefer a steak. So after we get that cap off, want to remove our back ribs. Staying nice and close to that bone. Pop those back ribs off. Do just a little bit of trimming. Moving a little bit of that tail. So I'm gonna start down here at this big end. Typically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this rib section like this, which you can still do that, but for the heart-shaped steaks, I like to flip them over this way. And so normally I'd be cutting a ribeye about 1.25 inches thick. So all I'm gonna do is make it about twice as thick. So this is where I'll make my initial cut, twice as thick. Then what you do is you're gonna butterfly this. So you wanna cut down through your ribeye steak, but not cutting all the way through. If you cut all the way through, it'll defeat the purpose of the steak. So just open it up like that. You can see it taking shape. Give it a little bit more of a heart-shaped look. There's number one. So we'll just repeat that process again. Getting your cuts nice and even. Thickness, that way both steaks end up being the same. And you can make these as thick as you want. You can, if you think that that's too much for the customer that you're going to sell it to, just make them a little bit thinner. So you can see I'm just going down through this rib section, cutting a nice big thick one, butterflying it open. Just like you see there. So how many you're going to get out of a rib section depends on obviously how big your rib section is and things like that, and how thick you cut them. But you get the idea on what a heart-shaped ribeye is. So it's simply 2 ribeye steaks that you leave connected, you butterfly them open, and you now have a heart-shaped steak. So on this heart-shaped steak, we want to introduce our brand new seasoning. This is our Brock Lesnar blend. Maybe you saw our little commercial for it during the wing video. This is a blend of Brock Lesnar's favorite spice mixed with our original seasoning. It's a nice granular look. Has some, you can see the pepper flakes in it. You can see the onion flakes in it. A little bit of garlic. It's not super spicy, but it is a phenomenal steak seasoning. So what better seasoning than to use on this steak than the brand new Brock Lesnar blend. It's available on the website, 6-ounce shaker, 4-pound bucket, refill bags, you name it, it's available. Go get some Brock Lesnar blend. So now that our steak's cut, we have our steak, we have our spice. Only thing left to do is go get it on the grill, and let's give it a try. All right, so while Seth cut some heart-shaped ribeyes, I've actually got a heart, and I'm gonna cut a heart steak. We're gonna compare it, so we'll find out what it's like. Now, this just came off the slaughter floor. I don't even plan to refrigerate it. I'm literally just throwing it in a bag, and we're gonna season it up and throw it on the grill. We're gonna try heart steak compared to heart-shaped steak. Let's go. Well, you're about to watch the cooking portion, but heart steak has turned into heartbreak. We found out that we may not use a wood-fired grill indoors. We thought we had an abandoned, sort of diner. We'll clean it up a little bit. It's got a hood in it. We'll escape some of the elements in here in Ohio. But our local fire chief saw some of the footage and quickly let us know that we are in a commercial building, and as such, you're not permitted, although we've seen some examples in the state of Ohio that say otherwise. We were instructed to immediately cease indoor cooking with this device in this location, despite the fact that we're not selling to the public, despite the fact that, it's an abandoned building, et cetera, et cetera. So in an effort to be compliant and transparent, we're telling you this will be the last time that you see us cooking inside the pit. The pit is officially closed. I guess that means we just go back outside and join our fellow Ohioans in the great outdoors, cooking in the wintertime. We will all endure the weather together. And if for any reason you do see a big green egg underneath of a hood cooking again indoors, it'll be on our private property and not in a commercial setting. So that may be something that we just put together and build on our own property. But until then, let's get it outside, just the way it goes. Bye-bye, big green eggs. All right, we're in the pit. We've got some veggies. We've got bacon, asparagus, potatoes, onions, and we've got this beautiful heart-shaped ribeye steak. I'm a little bit amped up.
and these guys are thrilled about it, I'm throwing something else in on the mix. I'm throwing an actual heart steak into the deal. Jeremy said, I'd love to throw that on my grill. I'm just gonna cut ourselves some. Now this is from a steer that we butchered just this morning. I'm cutting myself a nice, thick heart steak. Jeremy, will you cook that for me?
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Now that I've made a big mess, let's get started prepping veggies, get ready to cook a heart steak and a heart-shaped steak.
So while Scott is gonna have the heart, real heart, I think I'm gonna go for the ribeye. And let's talk a little bit about what we're gonna season these with. The all-new Brock Lesnar Blend that we mentioned earlier in this video. 6-ounce shaker, 4-pound bucket. A lot of people ask about what's the flavor profile of this. So Brock Lesnar had a favorite spice that he used. We combined that with our original seasoning. It has a real nice granular look to it. It's gonna have onion flakes, pepper flakes, some garlic. It actually has a little bit of fennel in it. And then it's mixed with our original seasoning. So it's not super spicy. It just has a lot of depth, a lot of dimension. It's a good all-purpose seasoning for, you know, steaks, red meat, kind of a gritty, just a hearty seasoning with that nice granular look. So if you want the definition of what the profile, the taste profile is, the Brock Blend, that's what it is. The Steiner brothers, Jeremy, Josh. You saw Josh the other day when we were cutting the heart steak. Jeremy obviously was in our wing video. Now, a question for you fellas. Which one of you wants my heart?
Jeremy.
Jeremy? All
Which one
right.
of you wants my
There you
heart?
go, bud.
I don't want Scott's heart. I
Where's
can
my
tell you
heart?
that. I'll take
My
Seth's.
heart.
I'll take
Seth.
yours, Scott.
Jeremy and Josh, they're going to take it away on the grill, and then we're going to try it.
So we're gonna make some sauteed onions and mushrooms to go with the ribeye steak. Not sure what we're gonna do with the heart steak yet. We might let Scott worry about that. But we're just gonna run through chopping some of these real quick. Everybody knows how to cut an onion. We're just gonna cut the root end off, cut the top end off. And we're gonna go through, just make some rings. And these will saute down into whatever pieces we want in the pan. All right, next we're gonna do some mushrooms quick. And you can obviously cut them however you want. We're just gonna chunk them up. Again, they'll kind of cook down, so you don't gotta get too crazy with it.
Jeremy has the mushrooms and onions cut up. I'm gonna start seasoning the steak. Scott's gonna work on some potatoes. We're gonna wrap some asparagus and bacon. But let's get it seasoned up. So Brock Lesnar Blend, you're gonna see how good this seasoning looks when we put it on this steak. You can see those granulars that I talked about. Just a beautiful color. All those flavors coming through. Let's get a nice liberal coating on there. Go ahead and flip it. Do the same thing on this side. So this steak has been sitting out at room temp for about 45 minutes. You want to bring the internal temperature of the steak up before you start grilling it. That way the inside of it's not ice cold when it goes on the grill. It makes a huge difference. So you can see all those beautiful granulars in there. And you heard me talk about the flavor profile. So today, we're putting it to the test on a heart-shaped ribeye.
Seth refused to season my heart. I'm gonna season it myself. Josh said he will cook it for me, so Josh helping me out on the cooking. There we go.
So Valentine's Day obviously is a theme here, if you haven't noticed. What's everybody cook for Valentine's Day? What's your favorite thing? You know, is it chicken? Is it a steak? What is it?
We're doing potatoes, one of my favorites. Half a stick of butter in a cast iron skillet. Cut these into wedges, and we're gonna make these on the green egg. It's a nice accompanying dish for that steak.
So we're talking Valentine's Day. When you're thinking your significant other, you want to make sure you don't bypass any steps and really impress them. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some bacon wrapped asparagus. What we're going to do first is hit these asparagus with a little bit of locally sourced olive oil. Just a little drizzle over them. Mix them up a little bit. And then We're just gonna take 4 pieces, and bundle them together. All right, we got these all wrapped up. These have a lot of great flavors themselves, but we're just gonna step that level up a little bit. We're gonna go with a light coating of the Brock Blend over top. It'll give it a little bit of color too, a little bit of extra texture, and we'll get these going on the grill.
Now the prep work's done, it's time to start grilling. First thing we're throwing down is our potatoes. We're gonna get those on here, get those started cooking down. Josh is the only one that will you take my heart?
I will take your heart.
And cook it? Okay. I'm gonna throw it on the grill. I'll let you take care of it from there. Josh is the only one that offered to take my heart, cook it for me. So
I'll cook it for you, buddy.
thanks, Josh. I'm cooking the potatoes. Josh is cooking the heart. Seth and Jeremy won't go anywhere near that heart, but I'm gonna make them taste it. Not quite there yet. Grilled heart.
See, part of it's
We'll take it at medium rare versus. Let's take her off. We'll let her come off a few degrees. I don't want to overchar my heart. Yum! Oh, you guys excited?
No. No.
You boys want a refill on your coffee?
Oh,
Look at him. Look
still
at him.
pretty good.
You're good.
I'm
You're
good.
Look at him eyeballing it. You want some of my heart? We went and cooked the bad food first, right? Let's see what we got here. Oh, she's cooked perfectly. Look at that.
Not
Look at
mad
that.
about how it looks.
You certainly can't get any fresher.
Yeah, this
It was pumping this morning.
this was pumping this morning. All right, boys. Josh, you get the biggest piece because you cooked
You get
that.
the piece with
You.
the most gristle in it.
There you
I see
go. There you go. Bon appetit.
Okay.
Now, that's delish. It's tender. It's juicy. It's got that great spice on it. It's no ribeye. Yeah, wash it down with a little black bearded butcher coffee.
I'm still chewing. No one else saying.
Got a little bit of that Oregon taste at the
Little
end.
bit.
Little Oregon finish.
It does have good flavor. I can't deny that.
Yeah.
Texture
not
texture
bad.
is just a little.
Make a puppy pull a freight train that
Yeah.
will. All right, we got the heart steak tried. Now let's go to the heart shaped steak.
Yeah, not bad.
All right, we're gonna get these bacon wrapped asparagus on the grill quick. All right, guys, we got this onion. The onion's sweating down somewhere. Go ahead and add the mushrooms. We'll let them go for about 10 more minutes until we get the color we like. Pull them off. Let's take a look. You can see the asparagus is almost done. Just waiting on the bacon to crisp up just a little bit more. But these mushrooms and onions are done, so we're gonna take them off, and it's time for steak.
The bacon wrapped asparagus is on the Mini Max. It's getting close to being finished. We want to get our steak started. That way we can get all the sides finished pretty much simultaneously. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead. We have the cast iron half moon set up in this grill in this basket. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start the steak on the cast iron, just like that. We're going to let it grill for a couple minutes, and then we're going to 45 it, get those nice grill marks going. So we're gonna do that probably 3 to 4 minutes. We're gonna flip it and do the same thing on the other side, trying to achieve some real nice grill marks on this steak. So now that our steak's been on here for a couple minutes, we want to 45 it. So we're just gonna pick the steak up, turn it, and just 45 it like that so we get those sear marks going. So we did take the basket out of this grill. If you notice when we first put it on here, the grate was up flush with the top of the grill. We did put the regular grate in and then set the cast iron on top of it because we wanted it, and took the basket out because we wanted to lower that steak down closer to those coals. So if you're noticing the basket's gone now, that's why. Ooh, that's hot. We just temped the steak. It's at 125 degrees. We're gonna pull it off, let it rest, get some butter on it. We're gonna plate it, and then we're gonna eat some. See how we did. So our beautiful heart-shaped ribeye is cooked to perfection.
We've got the mushrooms and the onions to go on top. We've got these perfect potato wedges sauteed in butter. And then we've got our bacon wrapped asparagus. Now, and of course, every bit of it was hit with the Brock blend.
Can't forget the cupcakes.
And we've got little cupcakes here. So
And I have forks for everybody.
let's just get into it. Let's take a look and see how we did here. Cut through that. Oh, look at that. Just looks absolutely fantastic.
Now let's compare this to the actual heart steak we had a few moments ago.
I'm gonna think there's no comparison. All right, guys, I got us some bites. I'm gonna go for one, just
Might as well eat two, eat both then.
I'm gonna go for one just plain without the mushrooms and onions on top of it. Give that a try. Oh my goodness. Great big, tender, beefy flavor.
Not mad about
That mushroom, get that onion on top of there.
Not mad
That
about
Brock
that
Lesnar blend's got that
Brock
nice.
seasoning.
It's a good salt forward, and then it has those spices, those granulars in there to add texture, and it just gives you wonderful flavor. Oh
Boy, that
man!
steak melts my heart. Gosh, that's good.
Let's chop off a little piece of this
Can't get a bite.
asparagus.
That's too much.
Got
Cut me in
bacon
half.
wrapped on there.
There we go. Get in here, Josh.
Dip that in that seasoning. Ooh. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So nothing impresses like a beautiful heart-shaped ribeye steak. It beats the heart steak for sure. We added the mushrooms and the onions, the potato wedges, the bacon wrapped asparagus, of course the cupcakes. This rounds out a really tasty meal. You saw how it was cut. You saw how we seasoned it. You can go to the website and get the Brock Lesnar blend that Seth explained the flavor profile of. We think it's amazing. We turned out another great cut, cook, and season out of the pit.
Something I missed was a potato.
We hope you enjoyed watching the video. Again, we plan to bring many more to you from America's Butchers, the Bearded Butchers. Until next time, we'll see you folks.
Happy Valentines, everybody. See you next time.